Otherwise, they have me saying, sure, the words coming out of my mouth were not those that I actually stated that night, which is tampering with the evidence, which is fraud. I was made to say, as you'll see on their version of the body camera footage, definitely, I agree with you. You know, have a good night and all this kind of stuff. That was not in the original Axon body camera footage filmed that night by the two police officers. That is tampering with evidence. I have tried to bring that before the court. I wanted to. I have the chain of custody of that evidence here, which shows considerable attention to Officer C.D. Baca's Axion body camera footage and Officer Tyndall's body camera footage. I can show that according to the jargon used with digital technology now, they call the data acquired by the filming and the audio portion of any body camera footage. And indeed, many of the footage that we ourselves are prone to photographing when we use our cell phones and everything is called checksum data. And in the evidence that I have in my disposal, which was presented to me on discovery by the prosecution and the police, I'm assuming they didn't think that me and my defense would come across this, but I did, and it clearly shows that they have changed this checksum data at least twice on C.D. Baca's body camera footage. Again, I strongly urge the jury to consider the tampering of evidence in this case. This case should have been dismissed at least 8 months ago when I discovered this evidence, which was given to me late by my first state public defender attorney, who was grossly inadequate and not providing me the correct defense that I needed, and I was forced to terminate him as my public defender. I emphatically deny any involvement in this crime. I am a law-abiding citizen. I am a good Christian of the Lutheran faith. I am a responsible citizen. I am an ex-police officer myself. I served as a security police officer in the United States Air Force. If this trial proceeds in a manner which should deny me the justice that, in a large part, I am really not qualified to oversee, as I am not a trained attorney, this will be a travesty of justice. I ask you to please consider the fact that a serious wrong is being perpetrated here. It will serve nobody if the state and the police, the several police officers of the many good police officers in the Waukesha Police Department have their way here. For one thing, the victim and his family will not receive justice, and they should definitely receive justice. The killer or killers, in my personal opinion, I think more than one person was involved in this homicide.
Objection.
Mr. Leitchwick, consistent with the court's pretrial rulings on Denny evidence, the court will sustain that objection. It's also, the court will sustain the objection. Anything else, Mr. Leitchwick?
Well, yes, Your Honor. Is that Denny evidence?
Yes.
And I must ask you to consider the fact that a person is considered innocent until proven guilty in this country. And I certainly am not guilty of this crime. And if a travesty of justice is allowed to take place at the culmination of this trial, the perpetrators of this crime will be allowed to roam free and perhaps kill again. You should consider that. The police should be put on the track of whoever did this to this man again, because while I'm in custody here, the state is under the false impression that they have their man, if you will, and they're not looking for the killer anymore. That is a serious miscarriage of justice in itself. That is a serious safety issue for public at large. I ask you to please weigh that in here as well.